episode 7, and today, just getting a couple things straightened out first real fast. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. You know what I just realized is that my new tripod that I have, that I'm not using currently, sorry, has a, what do you call it? Basically a stand for cell phones. And I don't know why I'm not using it right now. Maybe because I'm used to doing this old style. With I have a phone stand that I just use on my desk. For just keeping it there so I can, if I'm like doing some work or editing videos, I can just click instead of having to pull my phone out, and it's just easier. So that's what I use. But my tripod literally has an adapter for a cell phone. Next time. So, this is Coffee Time with Jack, episode 7. This is a very special episode. It's 2 weeks late. I was supposed to have this 2 weeks ago. It's been very hectic. Like I said in the short I created last week, I am in the process of potentially buying this place, along with the holiday that happened not last weekend, but 2 weekends ago now, which was Easter. And a bunch of other stuff that's going on. So, I got my Depresso cup today. This is a really cool little thermos. This is actually what I take to my job, and for quite a while, even though like the top is sealed, but it doesn't have like any latch. And I just found these really cool Depresso stickers on Facebook Marketplace, and I just bought like 3 of them. So, a couple updates. First, before we get into this episode, one, Lester has had some work done. I've changed out the pickups. We've got the bootstrap and a DiMarzio tone zone in here. They will change again, but I wanted better pickups than what it had in here before I really got into it. I've changed out the input jack. Wait till you see that. I just have a standard input jack. Where did I put it? Here it is. This is the most corroded input jack I've ever had. Like, I don't know how well you guys will see that. I'm lucky I had a spare plate. It doesn't sit perfect, but because I'll have to buy a new one. But like this is so corroded. And this is, I don't know where the other pickup is, but this is one of the pickups. It literally looks like there's no logos or anything. I think someone took the Epiphone pickups out because these are not Epiphone pickups. I don't know. I wouldn't mind taking off the cover and seeing what's underneath. Yeah, so there's that. I have 2 videos already scheduled to come out. I have to reshoot one, which was for this pedal. I basically did a lot of pedal recording this week. And basically, this is the only one that I have to reshoot, which kind of sucks because I finally got this to work on my power supply, and it sounds really good. And then I picked up, it's plugged in, I don't know if I can get it rolling, my very first Vox amp. This is a Vox Pathfinder. Yeah, Pathfinder 15R. It's a 1x10? Either 1x8 or 1x10. I think it's a 1x10 though. Combo. It doesn't sound bad, so we'll do a review on that. So a couple of things coming down the pipeline that aren't just pedals. I also have the review of the PV Nano valve. That'll be the first video that comes out. That'll come out Monday, so tomorrow. And then we've got basically like 3 or 4 pedal videos after that. So I've got content coming out for you guys. Also, please, if you have time, go check out the Facebook page. I'm going to start linking it in all my videos. It's on my main channel. It's the only link, I think, on my channel. So go check that out. I intend to do more stuff. Like, today I snapped a screenshot of, like, my editing setup. And I posted a picture over there saying that I was editing videos for you guys. And I'm getting a little bit more in depth. I'm playing around with transitions and stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. I hope it's a little bit more easier. It definitely cuts the videos down, which is nice because that's one of my biggest things is having a lot of time where I'm moving around and like plugging stuff in or trying other, moving stuff and rearranging stuff. So I'm going to do that, especially when it comes to tuning because depending on the guitar, it might be out of tune, so I might be able to get that situated easier now. And so a little bit more, hopefully pleasant for you guys. I actually had to put my glasses on for this because I can't see the computer screen. So sorry about the glare. It's from my window. I will just do this. So, I don't know. But today's episode is on my favorite band. Take them off, actually, for a little bit. I can squint. Gemini Syndrome. This is actually their band symbol. I have it tattooed. This was a Christmas present I got a few years ago. I have a few tattoos. I have 2 band tattoos, this one and then Nirvana on my shoulder. I plan to get more. But Gemini Syndrome is a band out of LA, I believe. Let me double check. Yes, they're from LA, California. They are still active today. They came out in 2010. The members, as it stands currently, are Aaron Normstrom. He's the lead singer. Brian Steely Medina. I apologize if I mispronounce anything going forward because the next 2 members are both, I believe, Italian. So Alestro Palvini, which sounds very similar to an author I like. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last one, which I believe it's the bass player. His nickname is Megs. So they are a really cool metal band. Metal, like, it's a mix between, like, metal and new metal with, like, elements of grunge in it. I don't want to say that they're just, like, a new metal band or they're just a metal band or, I don't want to put a label on them. Whenever I think of their music, it's about good energy, good vibes in your life. If you listen to any of their actual, like the lyrics of their songs, you'll hear it. Their 3rd album came out last year, and I was very excited. The album was supposed to come out 2 or 3 years ago. I think 2 years ago. And it's the album known as Third Rising. So their albums, as it stands currently, are Lux, Memento Mori. It's either Memento or Memento Mori, and Third Rising. They're all it is kind of a trilogy of albums. So I hope they do more music. I really do. But whenever there was press release about the album, it was labeled as the final entry in their Lux trilogy. They believe the last song on the album is known as Flat Lux. So they're very experimental on some things. So yeah. I'm gonna go down. This is mainly about Third Rising, but I will talk and reference certain things. So Third Rising is a 13-track list song, and it's very good. Like I said, the album was supposed to come out, I believe, in 2020, but Unfortunately, we all know what happened. The world caught on fire, and it pushed everything back. They released a teaser trailer, and I'm not entirely sure when. I'm going to double check that right now. Hold on. I believe it's called Bright. Be better if I was actually typing. Bright Lights Gemini Syndrome. Something like that. Let me just go to their actual like Facebook or YouTube channel. So Let There Be Light. That's what it was. It's a 30-second trailer that came out 2 years ago in January, so it would have been 2020. And it was all about it's the way they do their imagery for like the music videos and stuff is experimental. Like their music, it has weird cut jumps and stuff. And it basically was the lead singer, Aaron Nordstrom. Again, if I'm pronouncing your last name, I'm sorry. I've met all of the members. They're very nice people. I've seen them twice live. And last time I saw them as a birthday present, I got to go to a after show with them, which was an acoustic after show. We got autographs. I don't know where my poster is. I have a poster and an autographed pass, like security pass, and I've got a bunch of pictures with them on my Instagram. I think on my Instagram, I should post that. If it's not, I know it's on my Facebook, but like my private Facebook. Anyway, they're very nice people. They're very considerate. Aaron has been through a lot of issues in his life, and you can definitely hear that in his music. He is an albino. He's pretty much legally blind, from my understanding, but like he can still see. But they have. I don't know if this is true for all albinos, but for him, he has very, very bad vision. But he's a very, I mean, they're all very generous, very sweet. They will literally they will talk to you and they'll listen to you till you talk their ears off. It's amazing. But anyway, he had dreadlocks, and the whole music video is weird jump cuts between him shaving off his dreadlocks and setting them on fire. So, and he had these dreadlocks since 2010, I believe, or very, very shortly after the band opened or started. 2014 is when I first started listening to them. My mom, she, I believe, met them because the job she was working at the time, she worked with a lot of concerts, or she worked for Rock in the Range. That's what it was. She worked for Rock in the Range, and so she got to meet a lot of bands, and she heard the music, thought I'd like it, and I fell in love instantly as soon as I heard Stardust. So anyway, tangent. Back to Third Rising. So track 1 is actually the first single that came out, which came out 1 year ago, which I believe that was in January or December of 2020. Not January or December. I think it was, actually, it might have been December 2021. Let's see if I can, hold on, I can find out for sure. Mute, I'll just hit play. Click on the video. So that came out December 18th, 2020. The teaser trailer that I had spoken about earlier came out December 17th, 2019. 2020. But they came out in 2019. And the whole trailer was to show that in 2020 the album would come out. Unfortunately, like I said, the world caught on fire, and the album was waylaid 2 years. Or 1 year? No, yeah. So the single then came out pretty much a year later after the teaser trailer for the album. And then after that, we got the next single, which is arguably my favorite or second favorite album, which is IDK, and that came out January 2021. Following that, a few months later, we got a second teaser trailer that came out in March, and this was actually a teaser for a music video for their third single, which I think came out later that same month. Yes, about 10 days later, which is Die With Me. Which, when I've played for many people, they're like, that is a very Shinedown sounding song, but heavy, like if Shinedown was metal. Which is interesting. I will say it is the most radio rock friendly song, like the most radio friendly song, which is interesting because the song literally is talking about I want to like preference the lyrics directly are literally talking about dying with someone, but I believe the interpretation of the song is that yourself as is like you're rebirthing yourself into like a better person or a new person. That's neither here nor there. We could talk about that stuff all day long. So, coffee. Anyway, after that, the album then released. When did the album release? A few months later, I believe. October 15th. I should remember that because that same month is when Asking Alexandria's album had came out. I think that was October 1st. So 2 weeks later was the Third Rising. So, and if we go back, Memento Mori, which was the second album, came out in 2016. 2016. So the time span was supposed to be about 2 years. 3 years between albums. Because I think it was actually supposed to come out either at the very beginning of 2020, like January 30th or whatever. And then I got waylaid a year and a half, unfortunately. But I think it was well worth the wait. It's a very well-rounded album. I hate to call it my favorite album because I don't think it is. There are tracks on the album that are not for me. The fourth single that came out, which is, if I can find it, Abandoned, is okay. It's not a bad song, but if you listen to the chorus, and this might be me because I am a guitar player, the guitar part is on the beginning of the chorus almost a direct rip from a guitar part off of Memento Mori, I believe. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Multiple bands do that. I would argue the guitar player from the previous guitar player from Five Finger Death Punch, excuse me, because I believe he is no longer a member. I think he quit. He's a really good guitar player, but a lot of his solos are very similar in every song. Again, nothing wrong with that. He can shred like crazy, and that's his thing. He sounds good. My sign just fell. That was interesting. He can sing, or not sing. He can play his solo however he wants to play it. I'm just saying, it's the other like main thing that comes to my mind. So anyway, back to the album. But then you have great songs like the nice and heavy Children of the Sun, which, whenever I think of this song, it makes me think of mutants, like X-Men. That they were in like the original trilogy of movies that came out in the early 2000s. They called themselves the Children of the Atom because like the way your atom mutates and stuff. But anyway, that's what this made me think of. In actuality, most of Gemini Syndrome's music is actually about aliens. If you've talked to them or listened to their interviews, they like aliens quite a bit. That's actually where the name comes from. It's a weird mix of like alien stuff. Hey, it's a cool name, and their band symbols are great enough that I got one tattooed. So, and then after that, what is the song that literally gets me every time is Best of Me. It's an acoustic song, and whenever Gemini Syndrome switches to a more acoustic feel, Aaron plays piano on a lot of it. He's very good at playing piano. His voice is perfect for that heavy stuff, and he can sweeten it so well for soft stuff that it just fits. So really interesting to hear. Like on Memento Mori, song called, I think it's either Good Night or Say Good Night, and it starts off really soft. It gets very heavy at the end, but it starts off very soft, very calming, and it's literally the way he sings and the way he talks. You could fall asleep to his voice. It's that like peaceful. Um, so, but then we've got songs like Baptized Like Fire, Broken Reflection, Absolution. Like I said, a lot of their music tends to be related to aliens. However, another thing that goes along with their aesthetic, being that Aaron is an albino, I don't think this is related into their costume design, but most of the time he is shown wearing black pants with a white jacket while the rest of the band is wearing all black. This last tour, he had a different look, a more suit style jacket, like it was very nice buttoned up suit, but with a lot of like blood over top of it. The other members had different looks as well, but it was something for the last two albums and all the tours. He would wear religious symbols, and what the tour that I saw him on, that I got to meet them afterwards, he switched from wearing a Catholic cross, like a thick Catholic cross, to the Hammer of Thor. So that was very interesting. And the suits that he was kind of wears before they had switched to this more dapper suit jacket, like button up look, was always religious looking. Like it looked like a priest jacket. And some could say that this music is very indicative to like praising someone. It's I hesitate to put any sort of like connotation of like a religious experience with this because it's music, and I don't think that that's his thought process. Like I said, a lot of their music talks a lot about aliens, or that's where they get the idea from. So, um, I highly recommend you go. Their other two albums, which is again Memento Mori and Lux, are both great albums. Lux came out in 2013, and that has like their biggest hits that I could think of: Stardust, Basement, Pain and Pleasure, Morning Star. Those are all on that album. And then Memento Mori has Anonymous, Sorry Not Sorry, Gravedigger, and Remember We Die, all on them. And it's weird because literally you could listen to the music and hear almost like a someone going through like if you listen to each album, and that's why I think that it's kind of supposed to be packaged as a three-part greater style of music. You could hear someone going through different phases in life. The first one is being in the pit of despair, of depression and anxiety, because Aaron does have very severe depression, or at least he has gone through depressive bouts in his life, with a lot of anxiety. He's had suicidal moments. And the whole song, Remember We Die, is about reminding yourself that there's something worth continuing. I remember in an interview where he was talking about, he's going to die anyway. Why not spend more time with his family, more time with his dog? Who's going to take care of his dog? Who's going to take care of his family? So it was an interesting take. But the first album sounds like someone trying to encourage themselves to get through it without help, without medication, because they've gone through a bout of medication in the past that has not worked out for them. There are lyrics in songs, I believe, that I can't remember what. It's either Basement or Morning Star, that are like, I'm gonna get these probably. It's just from my recollection. Remember the make you better. Um, your friends will go away. It's interesting to listen to. And then the second one, going through what I would argue is the worst part, the part before they realize they need help, and then towards the end of the album they realize that they can't do it alone. And then the final album is them accepting themselves as how they are. They've gotten help and they're pushing themselves to get better. And obviously, if they do a fourth album, I don't believe it'll be anything related. Again, I'm not saying that this is the definition of like each album, because they usually talk about aliens. Flat Lux is even I believe it's Flat Lux. It's either Flat Lux or it's some Coda Eris. Is literally what sounds like dialogue from a movie or like a video game, where it's someone talking about the entity, the experiment, how they interact with different things. So it literally sounds like something from Area 51 or something from a movie, or conspiracy theory aside, it's just kind of their thing. They're big. They're all into aliens. There it is. Give me just a second. So I actually have a hat that I got when I went and saw them live. I have a couple of shirts too, but the artwork on the inside of the hat is very indicative of kind of like the alien thing. And the drummer is the one who does a lot of the artwork. The thing that kind of like makes me think about the whole religious experience and like mental health thing is a lot of their group of fans, which I include myself in, is known as sinners. But it could be read as signers, sinners, whatever. This is how it's actually spelled and stuff. So it's really cool. I don't wear these types of hats. If I do, I usually do this. It's actually super big because the last time I wore this, I had super long hair and I just keep it bunched up. So I don't really wear the hat, but it's a really cool piece of merch. So anyway, the band and the music, I think, show a precedent of merging styles and bringing a new era of metal. I am no expert in metal. As a guitar player, I lean more to punk and grunge style music, but I think the fact that this has grunge elements mixed in with metal really speak to me. So, and that might be why I like it so much. I don't know. But they're a really cool band and everyone should check them out. I would argue that Lux does not have a song that you would want to skip. I've listened to Lux back and forth. Memento Mori as well, but there's a couple that, if I listen to it too much, I'm like, eh. And Third Rising, kind of the same vein, but very good songs. It was definitely worth the wait to get the album, considering we had to wait an extra year and a half that wasn't intended due to the world catching on fire. IDK is still my by them because it is such an interesting mix. It actually has aspects breaking free from Asking Alexandria, and if you listen to it, in my opinion, and it's very, very good. Their music videos are always top notch. It's an interesting style. It just goes with their aesthetic, and I definitely recommend checking them out. 10 out of 10, obviously, because they're my favorite band currently, and have been since about 2014. Also, their music, it's definitely music that can help you through a lot of depression and anxiety and hard times. I've had those hard times. I've gone my life, and their music has been right next to me the whole time. Whenever I'm having a really bad day, I will just zone out because it is that good. To me, anyway. I know it's very objective. I bet there are tons of people that And there are tons of people that will probably love it. So, anyway, that has been what I wanted to talk about for this Coffee Time with Jack episode. I originally wanted to make these about an hour long. However, I think half an hour is going to be good. Also, it is blazingly hot in this room right now. It is so hot today. Let's see what the weather's like. It is currently, that's the weather. It's like 80 degrees outside. Yeah, something like that. 77. So, I live in Michigan. I don't like hot weather. If it's anything above 70, I'm like, yesterday was 84. So, in this room, it's very hot. I do not have air conditioning in my home. If I do buy this house, which I'm thinking and hoping everything works out, I will be buying it within a year, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. No promises, obviously. I would like to turn my garage into my studio, so I have a better location for all of this. I can craft it however I want. It's going to be a long process, but that's something I really want to do. Also, I'm upstairs in my house. I have very heavy gear in here. My PV Butcher is one of the heaviest things I've ever owned. That thing, lugging that up and down the stairs, granted, that's why I have my orange TH30. I enjoy taking that to practice or any sort of jam session with friends than the PV Butcher. It's still not light. It is still not light at all. So it'll be nice to have everything on ground level and be a lot easier to move stuff back and forth. But that is way in the future, probably a couple of years. You know, who knows how long it'll be before I'm actually operational in the studio. But as it stands, that's something I'm looking very forward to. So I wanted to just talk about something as well, real fast before I sign off. As you all can tell, I am not a skinny guy. I have not been for a long time. So I'm taking steps to better my health. Obviously, I'm addicted to coffee. I love coffee. I don't usually drink it with sugar or milk. It's usually always black. I had to take a sip. But I used to drink a lot of soda. Over the last, since the beginning of the year, I've drank more water, and over the last month, I've almost probably cut out soda completely, more seriously these last 2 weeks. I've started working out more so I can get into shape because, it's just healthier, and if I do get in a situation where I'm playing live again, which may or may not be happening very soon, we'll see. I'll keep you guys all updated on that as well. I'd like to be relatively in shape because I'm not the kind of guy that when I play live, I like to stand around. I like to run around, move around, you jump up and down, all that good stuff. So I want to be healthy enough that I can do that. So anyway, guys, this is just something I wanted to address. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for everyone who stopped by and everyone who checks this out, because it'll be archived on the channel. I need to make a playlist for my lives, so I will probably do that. Maybe I'll do that after this. After this, my batteries for my camera are charged. I have to record this video, record that amp, and another pedal. So we'll see what actually will get done. But we do have 2 videos already recorded and posted for you guys that will be out this week. And I have 1 more that's recorded and edited, and I will have it posted out for 2 weeks from now. So anyway, guys, this is Jack Punkington signing out. Peace.